Go ahead.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dude Nature Podcast. Okay, it's actually a little bit sunny in here today. Adam, as always, is on the clock. He's a professional podcaster. He's getting paid as software developer podcaster. The first one ever. It's pretty amazing.
The first and the last true great software developer podcaster.
Yeah. Hey, do you have a gripe today?
Barman poet. Yep.
Barman Poet. What's that from?
I
The
don't know,
best fucking
cocktail,
Tom
right?
Cruise movie.
No, these are the gripes where we gripe to each other for 30 seconds each about something
I wanna watch
mildly
Cocktail tonight.
irritating. So
Hold
what
on.
is your
I
gripe?
want to watch Cocktail tonight.
What is your gripe?
My
I'm
gripe-
not watching Cocktail.
Fuck you. Why?
Actually, Tom Cruise.
Why would you not watch that movie
I have
tonight?
a section in my outline about Tom Cruise.
Okay, we're going.
He's coming later.
Hey, my gripe today is that it's laundry day. Dear listener, you know when it's laundry day and you have nothing to wear. Well, guess what? I have no boxers to wear. And I walked over to Adam's in sweatpants and it was raining. So then all my sweatpants got wet. So I'm now sitting in wet sweatpants with no boxers and it's super uncomfortable.
My gripe is I wish I had a section in my closet for clothes that are neither clean nor dirty.
Bang!
So these are clothes that you've worn and you're going to wear again
100%.
tomorrow.
They are in the middle.
For example, your favorite sweatpant, I'm sure that you've worn that more than once this week.
Right.
So where do you put that? You can't put it with the clean clothes, right? And you can't put it with the dirty clothes because it'll get dirty.
I know. I have a
So
section.
you need to put it in it's like your active clothes wear. You know, it's like you're currently wearing
It's
clothes
what's currently
station.
rotated on.
So what I put, I just leave it on the couch, which isn't good.
That's terrible.
So I need a section. What do you do with it?
It goes above my shoes in my closet. Because it's usually only like a couple parts. You know? So it works out. Hey,
Noah, let's play a game.
let's do it.
We're going to play an old classic, one we haven't played in a little bit. It's called Name That Movie. So I am going to say the plot, and you are going to say what the title is, okay?
All right.
Disaster strikes more than 6 miles below the ocean surface when water crashes through the walls of a drilling station.
James Cameron.
Okay?
The Abyss.
TJ Miller from Silicon Valley is in this movie.
That's crazy.
So is Kristen Stewart of Twilight.
What?
Yep.
James Cameron the
So they
Abyss.
have-
James Cameron the Abyss.
God fucking damn it.
Isn't
You
that what
shut
it
your
fucking
goddamn mouth.
is?
They have to walk across the ocean floor for 7 miles to get to the main facility, I guess. And yeah, it's TJ Miller and Kristen Stewart. And guess what, Noah?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah?
They're not alone.
Yeah, there's a fucking
There's a
thing out
fucking
there. Slurper out there.
Okay, what is that movie?
The Abyss, James Cameron.
It's not The Abyss. It's called Underwater, and it came out last year.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Weird, right? Second one. You have a chance of getting this
What's
one.
the James Cameron one I'm thinking of?
Abyss. You got
Okay,
it.
fine.
Carl Brashear is an ambitious sharecropper who joins the U.S. Navy to become the world's first black master diver. But as he works through diving training, a fucking racist-ass Robert De Niro tries to stop him.
Yeah. Fucking. Oh no. Oh no. It's with Denzel Washington.
There's no Denzel.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, and they have the scene in the bar where he has to hold his breath in the
Yep,
helmet.
Yep. Really good movie.
Just shut up. Just fuck. What is wrong
Movie is
with
Men
me?
of Honor. It's What is Men of Honor?
I
Alex.
had Cuba. Where do you think Cuba Gooding Jr. is now?
Snow Dogs. Cuba Gooding Jr. Snow Dogs.
What happened after Snow Dogs?
Jerry Maguire.
That was.
Show me the money, Jerry.
I mean, that's legendary. It's
Jerry
legendary.
Maguire, Snow Dogs, Men of Honor.
That's the fucking
And you're
bangers.
set. Okay, last one. A traumatized shark expert must battle her own fears to lead a thrill-seeking businessman on a dive into a dangerous section of water known as Shark Alley. And the shark expert is bikini-clad Halle Berry. None other than the very
That
same
is a
Halle fucking Berry.
Sick shark expert.
You're not going to get this one. So
Nope.
the title is Dark Tide. So Noah, what is our topic today?
Our topic today is free diving. Per usual, Adam, we have an absolutely packed episode. Can't believe we're fitting it all in. First, we're going to start with why do people free dive? Then types of competitions. Then halftime weed, honey. Then free diving legends. And we're going to finish up with free diving with whales.
How do you feel about free balling? Free balling is the act of non-wearing
That's
boxers.
what's interesting right now is I'm actually free balling right now. As I said in my grab, I have no boxers on.
And usually you
It
don't
sucks
like it.
ass.
I thought you liked support, right?
You're
you're on record with
Listen to me,
liking
when
support.
I walked over to your house, not only was it raining, but also I sweated too. So it's terrible. It's terrible without boxers. They wick away the moisture. Adam, begins that don't suck. You have 60 seconds to tell us everything we need to know about the podcast episode to enjoy the podcast episode.
Indeed.
You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
How long can you hold your breath?
Not long.
Can you hold it for 30 seconds?
I think I can. I would hope I could do 45 seconds.
Can you hold it for a minute?
I'm not sure.
Can you touch the bottom of a 12-foot pool and come back up?
Yeah.
Okay. Free diving are these childhood fascinations, but pushed to the absolute extreme. Okay. Whether it's riding on a motor scooter down to the bottom of the ocean or powering your way with a monofin, freedivers are obsessed with pushing themselves, they're mentally and physically, David Goggins like, to the brink. In this episode, we explore why, and we explore more of the crazy world of freediving. Okay? And so, Noah, what is our theme?
Our theme is making humans a sea creature, or humans making themselves a sea creature.
Yeah.
It's really dope. But when people freedive around, it does look like a human sea creature.
A seaman.
A seaman.
A seaman, as you will.
A seaman.
Seaman.
Adam.
Yep.
First section. Mm-hmm. Who and why do people do this shit?
Who and what do people do this? And why? And what? And when?
And now everyone's annoyed.
Okay. Yeah, so why the fuck do people do this crazy thing where they hold their breath under the water for like 10 minutes and it's very, very dangerous?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about two people. And they're very famous freedivers. Number one of them, Natalia Molchanova of Russia, died in November
this year
from freediving on a routine freedive. She was probably the world's greatest freediver before she died. Okay,
she didn't start. She died on a routine.
Let me tell you about Natalia. She didn't start freediving until she was 40 years old.
So natural.
Until she was literally 4D.
It's called The Natural with Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid.
She said that the craziest thing she did before freediving was riding her motor scooter around the city where she lived.
Wow.
What is that city, Adam? I believe it was Paris, but it's not in my notes.
She went from basically doing nothing exciting to freediving.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nuts.
Okay. Her son is also a super famous freediver as well. So, Natalia, she has an amazing poem that I'm going to read, but first we're going to... R.I.P. Exactly. First, we're going to hear from William Turbridge in his TED Talk. So, William Turbridge, who is he? He's a freediver who once held the world record for no-fin diving, which is where you power along a rope with no fin, and you grab a tag at the bottom of the ocean and return to the surface. So I should probably start off...
Did you say no limit? Is that what you said?
Yeah, no limit.
And you can also use whatever kind of equipment you want to get you down and up.
Well, that is no limit. Sorry, I didn't mean no limit. I mean no fin. This is
my
fin,
bad.
Not no limit.
No fin.
So we should probably just go in really quick about what actually is freediving.
Yeah, because there's a million different types. There's a million different types.
So I'm going to get into the types after I play these clips. But basically, freediving is where you are either next to or grabbing onto a line of some sort, and you try to go as deep as possible. And you get 1 point in these competitions per meter. That's the standard. You get 1 point per meter. Also, freediving, it also encompasses things like underwater hockey. It also encompasses things like just literally laying flat on your face and holding your breath. There's competitions for that as well. Okay? That's what freediving is. Freediving is diving without a scuba tank on.
Yep.
Which humans have been doing for a long time.
Making a human a fish. Human fish.
By the way, I love... If you can just do your job, but not have a backpack on, it changes the game. A backpackless person changes the game. Like if you could go backpacking without a backpack, that'd be a game changer because the backpacks suck. You feel free. It's freed of the gear.
Well, that's their...
Just like you don't have boxers on, so honestly, you're freed of the gear of boxers, right?
Well, I'm absolutely free, but it's not in a good way. So what's his name? Guillermo Neri? Can you say the actual pronunciation now?
I think you got it. Guillermo
Neri. He's a famous freediver, and he has
French, right?
He's French freediver, but it looks like ballet. He's like doing ballet in the water.
Is that because he's French or because he's a freediver?
Both
at the same time.
Yeah, both.
Okay, so we're gonna play this William Turbridge clip where he talks about he has a 15-minute talk about how and why he freedives in the kind of zen-like state you get into when you're diving. And it's all quiet and you can't hear anything. And you're surrounded by the darkness of the water. And as he explains it, you kind of leave the terrestrial world behind. So I'm just going to play a minute of this and let me know what you think.
Due to the high pressure of gases, and in your lungs, your capillaries there are swollen and dilated from the negative pressure. So there's nothing about what's happening in your body that resembles any other sport or activity. But why would it? What you're doing is perhaps the most alien thing a human body can do. Sure, if you take a spacewalk, then you're off the planet and you're weightless. But a free dive transforms you into another creature altogether. It's dark now. It's a kind of penumbral twilight. It doesn't really matter. There's not much to see down here anyway. There's very little to hear either. Someone could be letting off fireworks on the surface and you wouldn't hear it.
He looked like he had an
All
orgasm.
there is
Did you
is
hear
the
that?
kind of dull thudding of your heartbeat, which is slowed to less than half its resting rate.
You're really playing this, huh?
It's so slow that there's this kind of eerie pause
Good, it's
between the two phases of the beat. So instead of being boom, 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 it's more of a glung, glung, glung.
Right.
glung.
Okay. I think everyone gets it.
Everyone fucking gets
Yeah,
it.
he really plays it. He really plays it up too. He's standing there and he's being very quiet and very slow with his movements. He also does a crazy thing with his ribs, which is really disturbing. But obviously, I can't play that here. Anyway, so that's William Turbridge. So what he's talking about, right, is this Zen state and leaving the natural world behind, and kind of what people experience when they get that runner's high or something like that. What do you think? What do you make of it?
I think that you can also look at Guillermo Neri and whatever. It's like basically without the scuba tank, they're kind of like they're flying. It looks more like they're flying. It's a human sea creature. It looks like a human sea creature. Like, because they're so far down, like 50, because they're so far down, you're like, it must be a fish, but it's a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're dancing around. It's really cool.
It would be pretty amazing to do that without the horrible tank on.
It would be amazing if you could get your breath to a couple minutes and you could go down to about 50 feet and just like hang out down there. It'd be amazing.
Okay, so let's move on to Natalia Molchanova, who passed away in November on a routine dive. She was the world's greatest freediver. So I'm going to read her poem. Her poem, just like freediving, is very vertical. It's very long and skinny. Go ahead.
We're trying to get a picture in you
We're
guys,
trying to
dear
explain-
listener, in your head about freediving.
I'm trying to explain why people would do this. And this specifically being the competitive sport of freediving, where people hold their breath for like 4 minutes at a time.
Also, there's a lot of sick freediving videos that kind of capture it, so we're trying to put the image there. Continue, Adam.
Continuing on. Here's the poem from Natalia Molchanova. I have perceived non-existence, the silence of eternal dark, and the infinity. I went beyond the time. Time poured into me, and we became immovable. I lost my body in the waves, perceiving vacuum and quiet, becoming like its blue abyss, and touching on the oceanic secret. I am going inwards, recollecting what I am. I am made of light. I peer intensely. The depths reveal a breath. I merge with it, and onto world emerge.
Deep shit.
Deep shit right there. Did you like the reading? Reading by A. Weitzman.
I like the reading. You also queued up the other thing. You queued it up nicely. Good cue.
A couple other quotes from William.
Never say that we're
Okay.
not pretentious on this podcast.
Unencumbered immersion to escape the surface, he says, and you become stillness, immersed in stillness. Okay? This is what a bajau, see now I'm, pronunciation please.
Yeah, I gave it to
It's
you.
either bajau or bajau. A spear fisherman who's been doing this all of his life said about freediving. He says I focus on my mind on breathing. I only dive once I'm totally relaxed. He says he goes into a trance-like state before entering the water. And most freedivers, they talk about this, how they need to get their body completely relaxed so as not to use oxygen when they're moving around.
Because they're going down hundreds of feet.
Right, exactly.
So it's basically like Zen and sport. It's like
Zen-
Zen. It's Zen plus sport.
Right, so like yoga.
That's
so,
cool.
So you would
Yeah.
love it, right? It's basically yoga.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Fuck yoga. What do you think?
I think it's fucking awesome. And it is like Zen plus a sport. And it's like they have to get into a meditative state so they can go down a couple hundred feet and survive.
Okay, let's talk about some of the physical challenges of being a free diver. Obviously, you need oxygen, right, to survive. Once you start diving deeply, oxygen stores reduce their availability in the blood and leave vital organs. Okay, so like your fingers, and they start shrinking towards your heart. There's obviously tons of pressure. Like when you go to a bottom of the pool, when your ears hurt? Fucking sucks, right? Imagine going 100 meters beneath the ocean.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, a
fucking
lot of these
imagine.
records are basically under 100 meters under
Wait,
the
wait,
sea,
I have
which
a
is basically a football field.
I have a question.
A little bit longer
I have a
underneath
question.
the waves.
When I go down 12 feet, it hurts my ears.
Yeah.
How do they go down like 400 feet?
I guess they're equalizing the whole time,
They
also have breathing techniques that release pressure. I mean, what?
How?
He does this crazy thing with his ribs, and it's kind of like a yoga thing too, where you basically suck your ribs up, your chest up underneath your ribs.
Okay. So they're doing all this shit while they're descending.
And they're completely relaxed. Like they're trying not to move. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, they're doing all that shit while they're descending.
Yeah.
They're equalizing that. How do they equalize it inside of their body?
I have no idea. I mean, just speaking along those lines, the Bajau fisherman, Bayau, who he lives on stilts in Indonesia, his eyesight is actually twice as good. He's adapted to spearfishing. His eyesight is twice as good as a European's for diving. But the problem with him is that they just rupture their eardrums, the Bajau people. They're literally
Because of the pressure.
Because of the pressure. There's no teaching on how to equalize or do anything like that.
They're just like,
they
we're
just
fucking it.
literally blow their ears out when they do it.
So they're just like, we're going to blow our ears out instead of...
Right.
It's crazy. Because they've just been doing it for generations. So can no one talk to each other?
I mean, they can't hear anything.
There's a lot of yelling in Bajau.
There's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of spears and fishing and yelling.
Spears, fishing, yelling.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the gist of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've been doing freediving for a long time, right?
Yeah.
In ancient Greece.
I've been free balling for fucking about 30 minutes. It's killing me.
How was that?
It sucks balls.
People dove for sponges in ancient Greece for what?
Why they die for sponges?
Why do you use a sponge? What do you need a sponge for?
Wash yourself.
To wash yourself, right? To take a bath.
Is that why
Okay?
they're called sponges?
Also in the Peloponnesian War, which was Sparta and Greece. Mm-hmm. Sparta and Athens is what I meant.
Sure.
Okay.
Close enough.
People that were dive specialists, and they would have to dive through blockades
Damn.
to send messages.
Free dive through blockades.
Yeah, free ball through
That
blockades.
should have been the episode.
right? Isn't that sick?
And that's what the episode should have been.
In Japan,
That's so sick.
there's a tradition where women called amas dive for pearls. And they wear a certain headscarf, and they're very like...
That's cool. So you got the spear fishermen.
Yeah.
Then you got the people diving under the barricades. And then Japanese women diving for pearls.
The point is that we've been doing this shit for a long time. We've been free diving. You know? It's a thing.
yeah.
It's a fucking tight
Becoming
thing
a
that
sea
people
creature.
do. All right? Becoming a sea creature. So, how do these competitions work? These free diving competitions, okay? They're hosted in areas that are easily accessible. The last couple of years, it's been in Roatan, Honduras. And 2017 and 2019. All right? So here's what happens. You lie on your back and you wait for your time to be called. You're surrounded by a circle of other freedivers. You know, big community, the freediver community.
Yeah, big
Sick
community.
commune. So
Right?
good
And then
vibes.
what kind of free diving competition is this? Because there's many different kinds.
Right. We're going to get into that in just 1 second.
All right,
okay?
bud.
You
All right,
lay on
buddy.
your back until in a countdown from 30. And then once the count gets to 0, you have a window of 15 seconds to go down the line and retrieve your flag from the bottom.
Say that again.
How many rips of the weed do you take before this
A little
podcast?
too many. Say that again, please. That was interesting.
Okay. You count down from 30 seconds, right, to 0.
Yeah.
You're laying on your back. And then once it gets to 0, you're surrounded by other divers. You have a 15-second window to start your dive.
Okay.
To go down to the bottom, right? And there's many different types of dives, which we're going to get into in a second. But you get, in every one of these dives, you get 1 point per meter. And it's a predetermined spot. So they lower the rope, and there's a tag on the bottom. You got to go down and get your tag. Okay? You come back up with your tag, and then what you have to do when you come back up is a specific, like a 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, when you come up from diving, there's like what is it when you come up from diving? You have to like take your mask off and like stuff like that. Just show that you're okay.
You don't want to put the mask on your head. That's the distress signal. That's a huge mistake people make.
Diver, pretentious diver. Okay, so they come up, they take their mask off, and they look at the judge, and they have to signal an okay, and then they wait for the flag. So there's 3 different types of flag, right? There's a yellow, a red, and a white. Yellow means there's a penalty. So in some of the competitions, you can't touch the rope. Mm-hmm. If you touch the rope, you'll get a yellow for
And
a
there's like
penalty.
refs looking.
There's
Snorkeling.
refs all the way through. There's safety divers with like
Scuba.
Yeah, and there's refs as well.
I want a ref. I don't know if I want to do it.
You can fail a dive with a red card, and if you get a white card, I mean, it's all good. So once they show the white card, and it's been like a record dive, you can see there's great YouTube videos of this, obviously. People will go fucking nuts. They're literally creaming their pants. Everyone's going, what? You get splashed. Everyone's going wild. You're William Trubridge, so you're like sick guy already. And then
Yeah.
you just have you just like, you point and you're like, boom, sex. And then you take
they're-
them back.
They're fit too.
They're so fit. Everyone's
They're
so
They're
fit.
fitty.
It's
Well, they look
unbelievable.
like a fish.
Yeah, they look like little fishies. Okay, so that's the protocol.
Merman. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That happened once in the podcast.
Go ahead.
The problem was that I used the joke. In the
I think
wrong
you
place.
took too many rips.
I did.
I think you
I did,
actually took too many.
but continue, please.
Okay. So these are the types of dives. All right. There is constant weight diving, which is where the diver has a monofin, which is that big triangle thing on the back, as opposed to a split fin. It's the most common type of free diving.
It looks like half of a circle put on both of your feet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
It's a half circle on both your feet.
Okay, the diver is not allowed to pull on the guide rope as they go down. So when they hit the tag, they grab it and they come back up. The son of Natalia Molchanova,
Yeah.
Alexei Molchanova, he is the world record holder in constant weight at 130 meters. Okay, so if you think of a football field is roughly 100 meters. It's not. It's 100 yards, but it's roughly 100 meters. Okay, he is going
Down a
one
football field?
and a third football field below the surface
With nothing.
with a fin.
That's
With
insane.
nothing,
It's
swimming all the way down and holding his breath the whole time. Right.
insane.
So it's about like 3.5 minutes of breath holding.
Yeah.
Even longer.
It's wild.
Can you imagine that? How fucking long can you hold your breath in a pool? That's how long they hold their breath for.
But wait, but it's 3.5 minutes not staying still. He's actually
Right,
like,
exactly.
He's trying to
Exerting
get down,
energy.
He's trying to get down there.
So that's why they have all these like relaxation techniques that are amazing.
that's insane.
Okay. Constant weight without fins. So this is regarded as the most difficult and pure from a sporting perspective. You're a sporting man.
Yeah. So
You're a sporting
this
man.
is no weight, no fin.
No weight, no fin. Okay.
Nothing. Just a human body, human sea creature.
The human sea creature body. You can pull on the rope in this one. Sorry, you can't. Sorry, constant weight without
That
fins.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you can't pull on the
That makes
fucking rope.
sense.
What am I talking about?
This is the free one.
No, you can't pull on the fucking rope. It's the same as constant weight, but you just don't have fins.
Right. You just straight down.
Hence the name constant weight without fins.
Exactly.
And now we're back. All right, William Trubridge, the very same, who we just heard from, right? Mr. Glug Glug, right?
Yeah.
He is the world record holder with 102 meters for men. So he's literally kicking with just his feet.
102 meters. How many feet?
I'm not sure. Roughly a football field. That was my metaphor for this. You have a better one?
It is 334 feet.
Okay.
Is 102 meters.
There you go. So roughly a football field, he went down without fins.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's insane.
Then there is free immersion, which is just pulling on the rope. You don't have a fin. You just pull on the rope.
I have a good way to tell people how just crazy this is
Yeah, sure.
that I want to try. Before you get like in scuba with your basic certificate, even with a scuba tank, you can only go down like 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this-
beginner is
yeah,
60 feet.
beginning
60
of-
meters. 60 meters. Not feet. Meters.
Beginner is 60. I think it's 60 feet.
It's not feet, it's meters.
All right,
'Cause
whatever.
It's international, right?
Okay, so if a beginner is 180 feet, this dude just free diving with no scuba gear all the way down to 334 feet.
Okay, so free immersion, right? That's just pulling on the rope. Alexei Molchanova, has the record at 125 meters just pulling on the rope. Basically, almost the same record that he has at constant weight where he has a fin on. So I guess pulling on the rope versus fin, monofin's pretty similar.
Yeah, I mean, pulling on the rope is less energy, right? For sure. Less energy than the fin.
You'd think so. It's kind of a gliding motion when they do it. They like pull and rest and then pull and streamline.
They do
pull and
everything.
streamline.
Yeah, they do everything slow.
It's gotta be less energy, but it's slower.
Oh, and they're face down too.
right.
Like their
face down.
face going down.
Yeah, they're face down.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that is some wild shit. Okay, then the last one is no limit, which is where you go down on a weighted sled. And then you rise on. So there's two types of no limit. Sorry, there's variable weight, and there is the true no limit. The no limit, which is the true no limit, is when you go down on the sled, and then you come up on a air-filled balloon. So you're
Right.
assisted both ways.
The sled is just like it's attached on a cable going
Yeah,
all the way
yeah,
down,
yeah.
and you're
yeah.
attached on the sled. It's like a bobsled. It's basically like being in a bobsled going down, right?
It doesn't look like a bobsled.
No,
It's
but
just
you
a
get
big.
the concept though.
Yeah, you're standing on a big weight. That's what it looks like.
Sure. Bobsled.
What do you think bobsled?
I think it looks like a bobsled.
Yeah, Jamaica, we got a bobsled
That's
team.
bobsled.
Okay, so that is no limit, the true no limit, and then the world record holder in that sport is Herbert Nitsch of Austria.
Yeah.
He went down 214 meters or 702 feet. Okay, of the 4 people, Noah, that have gone below 600 feet, 2 have died.
Really? That have gone below 600?
Yeah.
And that's with no limit.
It's got to be all of the pressure and decompression sickness that you can get.
And that's with no limit.
Yeah, it's with no limit. It's incredibly dangerous to do that. Okay.
Well, just like that's in like the like deep fucking dark zone. That's like, you know what I mean? It's like fucking dark and freezing down there.
That's the only reason you do that is to see how low you can actually get and hold your breath.
Is the no limit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how terrifying it would be being on a sled and shooting down into the abyss?
I'd shoot my
just
pants.
600 feet?
Yeah, I'd shoot my pants right there.
Absolutely.
What do you think is a world record holder of just holding your breath? Like literally, okay, so just laying in a pool in a wetsuit and holding your breath with your head down.
Based on my other research, it's got to be like above 9 minutes.
It's way above 9 minutes.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
To hold your breath?
People aren't going to believe what it is.
To hold your breath?
It's 25 minutes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Shut up.
Yeah. There's a YouTube video of it. It's
That
insane.
is stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's 25 minutes.
What does he go into, like a semi-sleep state?
He goes into like a state of apnea.
So he can put himself voluntarily in an apnea?
yeah, if you make yourself pass out, is that cheating? If you
Right.
basically kill yourself, but then come back to life, does that count?
I have the answer. Can you
What?
bring yourself back?
Yeah. Okay. The last one. Okay,
Who
the
did
last
it?
competition.
Who did that?
It's obviously a Russian, right? It's a
Was
Russian.
it?
I don't know what his name is.
Yeah.
This is variable weight, no limit. Okay, it's where this is the one where Deep Blue. What's the movie called? Not Deep Blue. Into the Blue, right? The French movie about the rivalry.
Not sure. I think
Okay.
it's Deep Blue. Keep going.
Jesus, it's not called Deep Blue. It's called Into the Blue, right?
Sure.
It's a rivalry between French freedivers, and they used variable weight. So what it means is you go down in the sled, and you swim back up instead of the air-filled balloon. So it's fucking intense.
That sounds so dangerous.
It's really dangerous and intense.
Why did they just make the no limit more dangerous?
I don't know. I mean, the world record holder is Stavros Kastrenakis of Greece, which is 146 meters. It took him 3 minutes and 33 motherfucking seconds to return to the surface. So you're literally sledding down. You're standing on a weight. You're going down to the abyss. And you got to swim yourself out of that shit.
Yeah. And they have these dives like planned out beforehand too, like the
Definitely.
depth and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Lower the rope to a certain depth. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you think about all this?
I think it's fucking sick. Honestly, as I said, a human sea creature. We're trying to learn how to be sea creatures.
Yeah.
We're going back to the sea. We evolved out of it. We're going back.
People are really pushing their bodies to do this kind of stuff.
It is cool. It does look like a human fish when they're out there.
It's fucking unbelievable, honestly. I mean, I can't believe that you can hold your breath for 25 minutes.
I think-
I would love if I could hold my breath for like 3 minutes, that'd be awesome.
Hold on.
Like
What I
just
think about it?
spearfishing.
The free diving where it's just like they go down without the sled and then they go up. That's really cool. The no limits one is like kind of insanity. Riding a weighted thing down into the abyss.
Yeah, you got to be a special.
That sounds
kind of human to
fucking
do
like
that
a
shit.
bad idea.
You got to be a bad little boy to do
You
that.
used to say
Bad little girl.
pirates that were bad. They did that involuntarily.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I
did.
mean? All right.
All right, so we're gonna go for the halftime honey, and then after that, we're gonna drink some fucking honey.
Halftime weed, honey.
We're gonna talk about Tom Cruise.
I'm so happy that Tom Cruise is in this. I don't know where. I wonder what connection you're gonna make. Can I have the weed, please?
All right. No, this is the halftime honey toast where we discuss and celebrate some absurd science in the news that is somehow related to our episode. I find the story and Noah, he responds with his immediate thoughts. So I raise my glass and Noah, what do we drink?
We are drinking the Jack Daniels honey. Hey, Jack, we will take payment in marijuana.
I raise my glass of Jack Daniels honey to Tom Cruise, as I mentioned earlier, for training with a military free dive instructor to hold his breath for 5 minutes while filming the vault opening scene in Mission Impossible 5.
That he could hold his breath for 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
That's super cool.
Isn't that amazing? He does the thing about Tom. Let's take this shot.
To Tom.
To Tom.
To Tom.
There you go, Tom. Good for you, Tom.
Look, I am.
Think about. I tried to talk too early. Think about Tom as he does his own stunts, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's known for. So he trained with a military diver to do this.
That's super cool.
Isn't that fucking awesome?
It's really fucking cool.
Yeah, in the scene that they're talking about, I mean, you can tell he's like fucking dying, basically.
Wait, that's really fucking sick.
There you go, Tom.
Fucking commits.
How do you think not
trained-
only going into flight instructor showers, he's also holding his breath.
Now I want to see how he trained for a cocktail.
Right.
Just was he
You
just
know he was
flipping
doing that
bottles
shit.
all the
You know
time?
he's flipping bees.
Yeah, but he's the one flipping the bees.
Yeah, definitely.
Dope. Adam,
Yep.
you ready for legends?
Yes.
Okay, you've already here you go. You've already talked about a couple. Okay, we're gonna touch on Herbert Niche again.
Oh, Herbert.
Yeah,
Of Austria.
He's coming back. Actually, so when you said he holds the record for no limit diving, which again is the bobsled going straight down to the abyss.
The weight. Yeah.
The bobsled going straight down to the abyss.
The weight.
The bobsled. As he says, as Herbert says, each time I think I've reached a limit, there is a door. It opens and the limit is gone.
Holy shit.
That's what this dude. That's the said by a guy who takes a bobsled down to the center of the earth.
Herbert Niche.
He is known as the deepest man on earth, given to him when he set the world record at 702 feet in 2007. What's crazy about him is that he's actually an airline pilot. He was an airline pilot in his day job. And so unlike other divers, he did a lot of his training, as he said, on the couch watching sitcoms.
Just holding his breath? Like
He
watching
would
Seinfeld?
literally do like breath training watching Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like, how long? Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Why?
When asked what the key to winning in competitive freediving is, he said this: to know that power is in calmness. In other words, the more relaxed and calm you are, the more successful your dive will be.
Oh, he's competing in the most extreme version of freediving.
Right,
For sure.
Bobsled to the abyss. He can hold his breath for more than
Sled
9 minutes.
Jesus fucking
Okay.
Moses.
So after the 702 feet dive on June 6, 2012, Herbert attempted a dive over 800 feet with no limits.
Really? So that would be past his world
He's
record.
130 feet past his world record. That is, people are literally, as Adam said, 4 people have gone past 600 feet, and 2 of them have died. Okay. So on the day of June 6, 2012, he flew down to 830 feet in the sled,
In the weight.
in the bobsled. They flew him down there at the maximum depth because of nitrogen narcosis, which happens when you breathe in large concentrations of nitrogen while underwater.
Yeah.
Because he's down that far, which is nuts. He passed out.
Oh shit.
Okay, so now
Did he have a safety diver?
no, not so. Now you maybe he did. Not sure, to be completely honest. But now you have a situation where a dude is 830 feet underwater and is passed out.
And many people have died at less depths. Just to put it in perspective, so like Noah was saying, 800 feet is past 215 meters. And Natalia Malkanova, the greatest freediver in the world, she died at 35 meters.
What?
It was really fucked up, right? So this is like
die.
people will fucking die.
What's like
People fucking die.
I think it's like Everest, in the fact that when you get to near the top of Everest, you don't know how your body's gonna react.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So he got the nitrogen narcosis down there at 830 feet. He passes out. Okay. The thing with nitrogen narcosis is that actually, like, he would have woken up in a few moments. Mm-hmm. But the people at the surface, whether either there was a diver down there already with him or they were monitoring his vitals, I'm not sure. But the people at the surface, they thought that he had actually, like, blacked out, which is
How did
different
they
from
know?
nitrogen narcosis. They didn't know.
Okay.
Do you see how, like, the nitrogen narcosis is not as bad as blacking out? But they misread it.
I thought you said that he blacked out.
He got nitrogen narcosis, which means that you pass out for a couple seconds.
Okay.
They thought he blacked out, meaning that he wasn't gonna wake up. Like something really fucked up was happening, not just a little bit fucked up. So they immediately like started hauling him to the surface. Okay, and they hauled him to the surface way too fast.
Oh shit. So he got the bends?
So he had like a stopping point at like 100 feet to decompress.
Yeah.
Right? But they rushed him to the top. So he woke up once he got to the top and he basically had the bends.
Which is, can you explain what that is to us?
Yeah. So, oh man, can I do it correctly?
I believe in you.
It's based. No, I can't do it. I forget. I'll be completely honest. Now everyone thinks I'm a worthless diver.
I thought you were a rescue diver.
I was a rescue diver. Now I totally forget. I think it's built up like something in the blood. Yeah. What an idiot. It was a low moment for me. Anyway. Once he was at the top and he got to shore, he lost all feeling in his arm and a leg. So they rushed him to the hospital and he ended up in a coma for 7 days.
I can't believe he survived. He was in a coma for 7 days? So this is when he attempted to break his own record by a long shot.
He attempted to bust his own record.
By a lot.
And then what happened, he passed out, nitrogen narcosis. They hauled him to the surface. He got decompression sickness, like a severe, because no one's ever been down that far.
So,
So he ends up in a coma for 7 days. And then he wakes up and the doctors tell him he'll never walk again.
Okay.
Okay. One thing about Herbert Niche you should know is that to design something that goes down 830 feet, he had to do it himself.
Design the suit?
The sled.
The metal thing?
Yeah, to even design
weight?
that metal thing, he had to get into like metallurgy and all that shit. So he's kind of an OG. So they said he'd never walk again. Okay. Yeah. After 6 months on a wheelchair, and like a grueling physical and food diet that he composed for himself. So doctors were like, "You're never gonna walk," and he was like, "I'm gonna fucking walk." And then he composed his own medical plan. This is a dude that dives to 830 feet under the water. He basically composed his own medical plan, and in 6 months he was walking again.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So this must have happened pretty recently.
He said he got to a really dark place. There was another quote I was going to read. He went to a dark place.
Go ahead.
But this is about his recovery, as he puts it. Despite the slow progress and initial depression, I kept my motivation alive and made the decision to do anything to bring my life back to what it used to be. I started a strict regime of superfoods, healthy living, exercise, and listening to my own intuition.
Okay, wait, can I just time out? So he wasn't doing that before he was like a world-class athlete?
Listening to his own intuition?
No, like working out and eating well. He was just
He's doing it even more. He was doing it even another level.
He had like a bag of Cheetos.
Let me keep going. I started a strict regime of superfoods, healthy living, exercise, listening to my own intuition, even though this often meant disregarding well-meaning advice from doctors and experts. I adopted the same attitude that I always use with freediving, pushing boundaries, further exploring the human potential, and setting new limits where we thought we already knew everything. So he's just a hard ass. This is an OG. They said he never walked in. He did.
He walked again?
He walked again and has been diving again. What he said is that
I saw a video of him diving again and coming back up and like the celebration, and it was fucking lit.
Yeah, it's fucking lit.
This is what they played.
It sounds really good over water. I heard it sounds good over water. Yeah, he's kind of just a G. Right. He said that, as he said, he's 90% all the way back on land and 100% back on water.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he is not competing anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting because I've read it with a lot of, like, even Guillermo
Neri.
He had a near-death experience and he doesn't compete anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's with all these dudes that are pushing the limit, they keep doing it, then they have a near-death experience and they're like, I'm not doing it anymore.
So with Guillermo, there's that video of him on the Yonaguni Monument, right?
Yes, that we mentioned.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's the fucking monument.
That's the fucking monument
in Japan,
right? And him dancing around. It's this alien-looking thing under the water that people think.
If you want to know more about the Yonaguni Monument, listen to Deep Sea Mysteries.
I would watch the Guillermo. He also is okay. I'm saving it for my section. Okay, let's talk about William Trubridge.
Yeah,
Adam already.
The very same.
The dude that read the quote at the beginning. Okay,
right.
Champion freediver. He's the man. Okay. We know him as the Dolphin Man, though. This is why.
Oh.
Let's talk about the Cook Strait.
He's very zen.
Let's talk about the Cook Strait.
Okay? Cook Strait.
It separates the North and South Islands of New Zealand and is 14 miles wide at its narrowest point. So, just like there's a challenge to climb all of the highest mountains in each of the 7 continents, that's known as, Adam, do you know what? The 7 Summits Challenge?
Yeah.
Okay? Just the mountains are Denali in Alaska, Aconcagua in Argentina, Vinson in Antarctica, Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Mount Elbrus in Russia, Puncak Jaya in Indonesia, and Mount Noah Butchering Translation in Australia.
Wait, Puncak Jaya?
I had it fucking done.
Puncak Vagina?
Puncak Vagina, whatever. So there's 7 summits, and it's like a thing to climb all of them. Okay? So what I didn't know is there's also a challenge to cross all 7 brutal channels.
Wow.
By swimming. Okay.
Oh, like the English Channel and what else?
So there's the North Channel between Ireland and Scotland, the Cook Strait. That's what we're going to talk about.
Where's
between
that?
the North and South Islands of New Zealand.
Oh.
The little strait that separates New Zealand.
Yep.
The Molokai Channel between Molokai and Oahu, the English Channel, the Catalina Channel, the something I can't pronounce strait, and the Strait of Gibraltar.
How about the Bolinas Channel?
We've fucking crossed that. All right. So anyway,
how about changing the channel?
Good.
Is that part of it? Is
Good.
that part of it?
Good. That's good. That's the 8th one. That's the 8th one. These dudes don't watch TV, so that's the hardest one for them.
God.
All right, so the Cook Strait is ranked number 2 out of the 7 channels in terms of toughness. It's wild, unpredictable weather. It's powerful currents, chilly water that cause hypothermia, stinging jellyfish, and lots of sharks.
Oh shit.
Okay, the reason we're talking about the Cook Strait is because William Tubridge, he set out to swim the Cook Strait, but instead of to swim it over land, he was going to swim it like a dolphin.
So do the butterfly?
So basically in New Zealand, there's 2 types of dolphins, the Maui dolphin and the Hector's dolphin. And
There's actually 3 types. There's a Maui dolphin, the Hector dolphin, and a man dolphin.
Anyway, all 3 of them are endangered. And he was going to swim the channel like a dolphin to bring awareness to them.
He's such a weird.
Yeah, I know. So he's gonna swim a channel again, 14 miles, like a dolphin. Swimming like a dolphin, that means that he has to go down about 15 to 20 feet under the water. So he goes down 15 to 20 feet and literally swims. So like imagine a worm undulating. That is the only way he's allowed to swim. He's not allowed to use his arms. He swam like a worm.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did he do it?
Do you know how fucking hard that would be? Try doing that.
Did he do
just
it?
listen to me. Try doing that in a pool and see how hard that is. Okay, he's about to do it for 14 miles. On February 15th, 2019, after spending 9 hours and 15 minutes swimming like a dolphin underwater and going a total distance of 32 kilometers, 20 miles. He went 20 miles. He finally made it. He made a total of 943 dives, like going up and down. When he got to the surface again, he wasn't allowed to like move forward because he was trying to swim like a dolphin.
Do you know what he said when they finally found him?
Here you go. What did he say?
He was just like,
He just turned into a dolphin. By the way, that wasn't sound effect. This is Adam acting like a dolphin in the mic. Yeah, he turned into a dolphin.
yeah.
So, as he put it, we had strong currents, cold water patches,
And big ass fruits.
big ass nuts like I have, and rough seas. He said it was like being in a washing machine at times.
Yeah.
I was getting leg cramps, cold, blisters, the usual stuff. Luckily, I had an erection the whole time because I'm a huge man. But I still feel like I got off lightly. There were so many things that could have gone wrong, and if anyone did, I probably wouldn't have made it. I'm feeling a lot of relief and jubilation to have made it. And in 2021, William Trubridge was appointed a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit for his time crossing the Cook Channel like a dolphin. That's a fine thing to play now. It's pretty crazy. What do you think about the story?
Dolphin man. Yeah. I mean, he's a fucking character.
He swam fucking 20 miles like a dolphin, and that's all you have to say?
He swam 9 hours as a dolphin.
You know, he got out of the water and he's like, they're like, holy shit, William, you've become a dolphin. The dolphin man is fucking here.
He's such a weird.
He just became a fucking dolphin after that, honestly.
Oh my god.
This
This is what you can do. This is what you can do.
when you have big
When
nuts
you have too much free time.
and big ass Johnson with big ass nuts too.
Big ass Johnson.
Okay, I'm gonna end with freediving with whales. Okay, a freediver named Fabrice Schnoller. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce the last name. He's made it his mission to capture whale communication and sound while freediving. So basically, what he's come up with is that scuba gear somehow freaks out the whales. So he freedives to like 50 feet down and observes whale communication.
It's so awesome.
It's so fucking cool.
So
And
he's swimming near like humpbacks that are sleeping.
sperm whales that are sleeping vertically.
Is that dangerous as a
Listen
motherfucker?
yeah, it's so dangerous. So listen to this. First of all, Guillermo Nero, the French dude, he also has videos of him like dancing around vertical sperm whales, freediving with them. It's cool because it shows you scale of how big these fucking whales are next to a human being. They're like towers.
I saw that video. That was one of the most French things I've ever seen.
He is so French. The way he does his whole thing is so French.
So
One
French.
thing about
He's like a
him
dancing
is
fairy.
that he's like a fairy, and I guess in France that's cool. In the U.S., you know, it's just like
It's so
it's just
weird.
not. I think it's
Oh my
really
God,
cool. I think it's really cool. I'm just
Wait,
saying.
in the video, do you remember seeing his suit?
That's what I'm talking about. Let me go.
All right.
I'll be talking about the
We're
suit.
gonna- okay.
I want to tell
I'll
the
let
people
I'll let
something.
you go.
I want to tell the people something. Guillermo Nero, okay? He has a wetsuit on But in French fashion, he has like a jock strap going over his wetsuit. Something no American man would ever wear in his life. It's like, it's the weirdest thing. It's like he's flying around and all you're like is like, why are you wearing a jock strap? You have to see the video, but you'll be like, what is he doing?
It's a black jock strap outside of his wetsuit.
It looks like
It's so
It looks
odd.
like he intentionally wore a Speedo over his wetsuit because he thought it looked good.
It's a thong. It's not even a Speedo.
No, I know, but it's like he's wearing it because he think for style.
It's so
There's
weird.
no function to it.
It's so weird.
There's no
it's like
function to
everything
it.
else about the video is cool except for the thong
You're just
he's
like,
wearing.
this is so cool. You're dancing around with the sperm whales, but like you're wearing a thong. Please watch the video. I will include a photo of it.
With sperm whales, aren't they vicious?
I'll include a photo on the Instagram. Hold on. So basically,
Jesus.
what he said is that the sperm whales look like submerged islands coming towards you.
so cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And as he also says, the reason he does it, Jane Goodall didn't study apes from a plane. And so you can expect to study the ocean and its animals from a classroom. You've got to live it. You've got to get in there. You've got to get wet.
Also, put some house music behind it.
Yeah. Also put house music behind your freediving video.
Also, I
It
use
works
house
perfectly.
music.
So sperm whales are 125,000 pounds and they're 60 feet in length. Their brains are 17 pounds, which is 5 times the size of our brain. Their clicking sound, listen how crazy this is. Their clicking sounds at a maximum of 236 decibels are louder than 2,000 pounds of TNT exploding 200 feet away from you.
What? The clicking sounds like the whale noises?
The top of their clicking sounds, if they wanted to, it's louder than 2,000 pounds of TNT exploding. Sperm whales.
How?
So that can not only blow out your eardrums, it actually can vibrate your body to pieces.
What?
They can kill you. I didn't realize this. They can kill you. Not only are they at 125,000 pounds with razor sharp teeth and the world's biggest predator,
Yeah.
but they can just do a sound and kill you.
They are actually predators, sperm whales.
They are the world's biggest predator.
So they don't have like the baleen gills for
No, they got fucking
plankton.
teeth. They
They
got
have
fucking
actual teeth.
Yeah, and they're the ones that sleep vertically. They are scary.
Moby Dick.
But they're cool. They're cool. So when their clicking sounds are slowed down, they show an incredibly complex collection of different kinds of clicks, like short, long, medium. Like it's just crazy the different clicks they have. Mm-hmm. Here's some stories that he has from diving with them. Basically, one time the whale pod was hanging out with both adults and young calves. He said he approached them with a camera. A calf swam over and faced him, then took the camera in its mouth. Immediately, a group of huge adult sperm whales surrounded the calf and started like bombarding it with a ton of clicks. And seconds later, the calf let go of the camera and he like swam behind the adults without looking at them. And Scholler said the young whale looked ashamed and that it wasn't supposed to touch the humans. He
are you serious?
Yeah, he said it was like totally. Everyone that freedives with whales say that they know that like there's no scientific consensus on whales communicating, but that they're 100% communicating.
Really?
Like they are like talking to each other. Everyone that swam with them. There's a lot. Before people freak out, there's a lot of anthropomorphizing animals. Scholler likes to do that.
Yeah.
But he said the young calf was ashamed and swam away behind the adults.
That's really cool.
Because you're not supposed to touch humans. One time so he said he's witnessed on numerous occasions sperm whales like clicking back and forth to each other. So like a sperm whale will bend one way and it'll click to one whale and then it'll bend the other way and it will click in a completely different pattern to a different one.
So he's observing this because people think that the scuba diving gear and bubbles freak out wildlife.
You can't get as close to them with the scuba diving gear because it freaks out the wildlife. Yeah. I could see that. So once in 2011, he was free dive studying them when a calf approached and started bumping him with its nose. Again, a calf is fucking huge. When you see these things, it looks like a human being
How
swimming
big
around.
is a calf?
I don't know, but
It's bigger than him.
when you see people swimming with them, free diving with them, it looks like someone swimming around a tower.
Yeah, when they're sleeping, like vertically.
It is so cool.
It's amazing.
So he held out his arm to push the calf back because it was bumping him with his nose and it was probably like breaking his ribs,
Yeah.
right? So he's like puts out his arm to push it back and he felt a sudden shock of heat rush up his arm. And what had happened was the energy from the calf had clicked when he tried to push it back, and the energy from it was strong enough to paralyze his arm for the rest of the day. So he like had a paralyzed arm because it was so vibrated his arm.
That's so sick.
He says at best the clicks sound at like the lowest they sound like a jackhammer. It's like so loud.
Okay.
So now he has a company that takes VR cameras down, and they like make the experience.
Oh,
Because he's like, you can put on the goggles and experience what it's like to like scuba dive around.
oh my
a
God!
whale.
Can I?
Free
Where
dive
can we
around a
find
whale.
that? That's awesome.
I know. So he had a movie come out in 2016 that I tried to load on my computer and it wouldn't load for some reason. But it's called The Click Effect, and it was nominated for an Emmy, and it was like in conjunction with New York Times.
Whoa.
So I want to watch that.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what's fucking up with free diving with whales.
Sick as
There's other
fuck.
6 stories about it too, but it just seems crazy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do one more break, and after that, it is time for open kimono.
Absolutely.
Noah, this is the open kimono where we freely talk and discuss our final thoughts on the topic, and we leave nothing to the imagination. So, what is your open kimono?
So number one, I think that I want to try this. I really think that I want to try it. I think that a good goal would be like 30 feet and breath hold for like 2 minutes.
Okay, 30 feet is ridiculously far.
All right, well, fucking, we're pushing the body to its limits. Now, number two is that these humans are becoming sea creatures, and it's really fucking sick. And the visuals are really cool. So I will include a lot of photos for this one on the @DudeNature Instagram, shameless. But I think it's fucking awesome. It's crazy when they're doing the no limit bobsled down to the abyss. It's like the bobsled to hell. It's like they're just facing straight. They're just going down into the darkness without a scuba gear, like a human fish.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think the idea of being a master of the ocean is something that has always really fascinated me. Like, what if you were just like a Laird Hamilton level surfer, a Herbert Niche level diver,
Yeah.
and a Jacques Cousteau level naturalist, and you were just like, I'm a master of the ocean.
Or Jacques
And
Cousteau
then
level ball sack.
And then you grew gills, right? And then
Yeah.
you're like, I'm going to swim as
Yeah.
a dolphin.
Yeah.
But instead of swimming as a dolphin, I'm going to go deeper and swim as an
Right.
angular fish, start eating things, live at the bottom. Now we're living at the bottom of the ocean. We have our own
You
civilization.
can see Herbert Niche at the Monterey Bay Aquarium because he's now a dolphin. Sorry, William Tuberger, who's now a dolphin because he swam 20 miles like a dolphin.
Tuber.
Do you guys understand it?
Tubered?
He swam 20 miles like a dolphin across a channel.
This is what he was listening to as he swam.
Absolutely. He said that when he was about he would say that when he was about to give up, he would just think about the dolphins because he did it for the dolphins. That's what he said.
Shout out to the tongue-eating louse. Shout out to the kraken living in the ice planets. And how could we forget about Sarah's boyfriends? Hopefully she'll marry a free diver, who's faced his fears and has a lot of breath and patience for Sarah.
Yeah, I also want to be clear. Dolphins can also apply
Also dolphins.
if they want to.
be Sarah's boyfriend.
That's right.
Guys, you can find us on Instagram at dude_nature. Please go to the mothership at dudenature.com. Great.
We have a website
We have a
now.
fucking website. It's
Adam's
pretty
a
cool.
software developer.
Yeah. But you know what? You could be just a grandma to make a website on Squarespace, honestly. Shout out to Squarespace.
Squarespace.com.
Financially supporting the podcast in the future. Know anything else?
Way to get paid for doing the podcast.
Yeah. Really excited.
You're on the clock. Hey, listeners, we love you. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you
there.
soon.